Impact Live. I'm meteorologist Lee Southwick. Thank you for joining me on this Tuesday. Today we're going to talk about the forecast, our local weather, and a lot of rain that's on the way, and then take a look at some weather stories across the country. But let's start with the look out across the first coast, shall we? We got some clouds out there. It's more of those fair weather clouds, cumulus clouds right now, but we're going to see more of that bubble up into storm clouds, rain clouds later on today. So taking a look at radar, there's rain offshore, but that is about it. Let me zoom in on some of this rain for you all right now. So there's the rain that's moving mainly off of our beaches. Now, if we do zoom into St. Johns County, that's where you're going to find the rain over land. So it's not a whole lot, but hey, St. Augustine, I mean, this is a more populated area here where we are seeing a few of these downpours start to pop up. So if you look back at our look around the first coast, you'll see that St. Augustine right now doesn't look too bad, but we do have a few of those showers in the area. Now, rain today will be moving inland. So those of you in our inland areas and closer to I-75, it will be later on this evening that you will see the rain. Temperatures sitting in the 80s. It is hot out there because we have the humidity. So it feels like temperatures are feeling like the low 90s for a lot of us. McLennan's already at 93, and Brunswick is already at 95 degrees for a feels like temperature. Here's a look at the next several hours, and our temperature is going to warm up today to highs right around 90, 91. Some of you 92, 93. So we'll see some of those warm temperatures. Truly, it's hot out there, but when you add in the humidity, that's when it really feels hot, with our feels like temperatures getting close to 100 degrees. So here's a look at our highs across the first coast, and as normal, those of you closer to the water, you'll be staying in the 80s, but your feels like temperatures rising into the upper 90s, close to 100. If you're heading out to the beach today, we got a high rip current risk again today. Our winds are still gusting out there, so sustained 15 to about 20 miles an hour. Yesterday was really windy out at the beach. And the intercoastal waterway is choppy. Our seas are 3 to 6 feet. Our surf 3 to 5 feet. The river temperature closer to JU at about 83 degrees, and our surf temperature coming in closer to 81 degrees. High tide today will be at 5:49 p.m. So let's talk about the rain. As mentioned, it's going to move inland. So later on in the afternoon, we'll see some of those showers and storms bubble up away from the beaches and get closer to the 301 to I-75 corridor. More of that rain overnight into our Wednesday. Now, Wednesday morning, most of us are dry, but we'll see that activity bubble up again in the afternoon and into the evening. So Wednesday evening, tomorrow evening, I think there's a better chance of some rain closer to the I-95 corridor in the evening time again. And then as we head into the rest of the work week, those rain chances are going to go up. So today, tomorrow, not a washout. And because there's less overall rain, our temperatures are staying hot. Highs tomorrow in the 80s to low 90s. Heat index values rising again into the middle and upper 90s. And then Thursday, that's when those rain and storm chances really start to kick in. We're going to see more widespread rain, numerous to widespread rain Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's a rainy pattern. And so for the upcoming weekend, if you can have indoor plans, that's the better option. Listen, I get it. I want to go fishing on Friday. We want to go out on the boat and go fishing. So this is something that we are all watching very closely. The timing of this, it could be a lot better, but unfortunately, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, numerous showers, scattered thunderstorms possible. So try to have some indoor backup plans, and please just stay weather aware with this system that we are watching. Now, the Weather Prediction Center has already highlighted lots of our area under an excessive rain risk. So we have the risk of flooding with all the rain that's on the way. So this is look at Friday. It's across Southeast Georgia. Generally speaking, along the I-10 corridor and points north. So parts of Northeast Florida as well, Columbia, Baker, even parts of Duval and Nassau counties. Now, so here's a look at your most accurate 7-day forecast. Again, rain chances not overwhelming today and tomorrow. They bump up a little bit on Thursday, and then we have more widespread rain Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, perhaps even into Monday. So it's that stalled front that we're going to be watching, all that moisture in the atmosphere. And so for now, we do have the weather impact alert in effect again Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for more widespread rain. That's the big weather story. The rain on the way over the weekend. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to take a look at some weather across the country.
That is the Protector.
This truck is a beast.
It's got all the tools on it. I love how big the tires are.
And this is going to be able to show you the weather around the First Coast like you've never seen it before.
The Protector really is going to help protect the community.
So you can see what it looks like on the ground. And that allows folks to really take action and do something about it.
And it gives us that edge in continuing to be the most accurate weather team.
Sponsored by HananiaAutos.com.
I'm Keitha Nelson, Good Morning Jacksonville anchor and mom of twins, Journey and Trey. I'm on your side, getting you out the door and off to a great start. Make the move to Good Morning Jacksonville on First Coast News, weekdays from 4:30 to 9, anywhere you watch.
First Coast Living Live.
Bringing you closer to the tastiest food.
The best shopping.
And family fun.
Woo!
Jordan Wilkerson and David Benfield. First Coast Living Live. Weekdays at 11 a.m. only on NBC 12.
We have new details about a heavy police presence in Jacksonville Beach.
Driver fired gunshots along the interstate today, prompting a police chase.
Stream extended coverage on First Coast News Plus.
The First Coast News weather team is here to deliver your most accurate forecast with weather impact alerts to warn you about severe weather and up-to-the-minute information on First Coast News Plus.
The wave of moisture rolls its way on in here.
Our team is the most equipped and experienced to help you prepare and keep you safe.
The First Coast News weather team is always on your side. Stream extended coverage on First Coast News Plus.
My mission is to help you get to where you're going safely. Whether it's helping you beat the backup on 95 or navigating the slowdown on JTB, we've got you covered. Make the move to Good Morning Jacksonville on First Coast News. Weekdays live from 4:30 to 9, anywhere you watch.
And we're back. Welcome back to Weather Impact Live. So we've had a lot of weather going on across the country. We're going to start in Alabama, where they're cleaning up from a tornado. So this cleanup is underway. This is southeast Alabama after the tornado tore through parts of Houston and Henry counties Monday night. So the tornado first touched down near Webb, which is just east of Dothan. It damaged homes. It knocked down trees. It scattered debris across roadways. The storm then moved north, so it's caused its heaviest damage along the Henry County Highway 15, where one home was completely destroyed. Authorities say no one was inside the home at the time, though. Crews continued searching for injuries and for assessing the damage late Monday, as the fallen trees had blocked several roads, including both lanes of the Henry County Highway 56, which is near County Road 103. Now, nearly 2,000 customers were also left without power across two counties. And this video and images, they are from our NBC affiliate, but I also have a friend who works at the station at the ABC affiliate in Dothan, and they had damage to their news station as well. So unfortunately, Alabama is, they know tornadoes, and these nighttime tornadoes are so scary as well. So we're thinking of them as they start to pick up, clean up, and rebuild. So speaking of rebuilding, let's go to Georgia now, where a Georgia family is looking to rebuild their life after a tree destroys their home during the storm. So Gillette Malamed is going to report on this for us.
Behind debris and dangling walls,
that was actually leading into my kitchen,
is the place Shailita Wisdom and her family called home.
It's a tree there, but you see like a vinyl siding there. It's white. That was my daughter's room.
She says this tree came toppling down during storms Thursday evening, taking much of the house with it.
There's no words. It's very devastating. I don't have any words for it.
Neighbors' homes on Bridgeport Place in Monroe are untouched. Wisdom lives here with her 3 daughters, 2 grandchildren, and godsister Kimberly Rowland.
Nobody expects to go to work, have a house, and then come home and not have nowhere to stay because of something like this.
No one was home at the time, but if they were, Wisdom says her youngest daughter.
That's her room where the mattress is sticking out. She would have been in her room.
She says losing their belongings is hard, but thinking about what could have been is even harder.
I feel like we would not have made it out of here.
Wisdom's waiting for her insurance company to come out here so she could get a better sense of her next steps, and she's hoping that'll happen after the holiday weekend. Their goal is to rebuild right here.
Hopefully tear down all of these trees. I did move here because I like the trees.
Until then, they're staying with family.
To go from a house that you own, that you finally got settled, to now nothing, is hard.
Still thankful for what wasn't lost.
I just thank God none of us lost our lives. That's the main important thing.
Ugh, I feel for them. And we're going to listen to another harder story. It's hard to listen to. It's hard to think about. Then I promise we're going to do something fun too, okay? But for now, I want to tell you about the search that continues for a 10-year-old child who went missing in the water at Texas's Surfside Beach Sunday night.
This is the area where Surfside PD said that child went missing. Surfside police say the child was in the water around 5 Sunday evening with another child about 150 yards offshore. Investigators say a large wave came through. The other child made it back to shore, but the 10-year-old never came back up. Overnight, Surfside police searched the area on foot and using drones from above the water. Now, the Coast Guard also joined in using a helicopter, boats, and a fixed-wing aircraft. We're also learning Texas EquiSearch founder Tim Miller has been working overnight, and he says this has been very difficult.
Being a child, being 10 years old, they're all heartbreaking and everything. Meeting with the parents last night, it's just one of them things you just got to put that extra effort into it, and again, we're here till it's over with.
Ugh, awful. And we're talking about this because we've had the risk of rip currents. We have it again today, that high risk of rip currents. You see the red flags at the beach. And the officials say that red flags were flying at that beach at the time of the boy's disappearance. And rescue teams say continued choppy waters have unfortunately really complicated their search efforts. So something for us to keep in mind as we are now in beach season, kind of getting into that summer season. Please always swim in front of a lifeguard, and if the red flags are flying, best to just not get in the water. All right, well, let's change things up here. Do you want an excuse to not mow the lawn? So try No Mow May, which we're already through May, but you know what? We'll listen to this. I know a lot of HOAs would not let this happen, but this was an interesting report out of one of our NBC affiliates. So they say, try No Mow May, a movement that's becoming more popular due to benefits for the wildlife and the homeowners' pocketbooks. So bees, hummingbirds, other pollinators, they all appreciate the more abundant food supply. So meteorologist Pamela Gardner has this report.
Bees, birds, and even toads.
On a warmer day, be a little lighter color.
He's fine. He's fine. He's just waking up a little bit. Are loving this homeowner's yard during No Mow May.
If you leave the lawn and are not aggressive about mowing it, you get all of the natural wildflowers that grow up and then provide pollen. When it's cold and when the rest of the garden is still asleep and nothing has come up, like the later blooming zinnias, cosmos, sunflowers, etc. And so there are violets.
Another purple flower the pollinators are buzzing about, these buggleweeds.
No Mow May is a great way to save yourself some time in yard work. I think a lot of it just comes down to a personal preference.
Creating a more natural habitat, though it doesn't give much curb appeal out front.
A lot of people might consider doing it in the backyard. A lot of times there's still I'm going to keep up with the Joneses to try to maintain the front or, the curb appeal.
The whole yard or half? It can save money too.
The other thing is it's super sustainable because you're not running your lawnmower, you're not using that gas, which is especially good now, and then you're also not having to water your lawn. So it's great.
Yeah, that seems like a win-win. It's a win for everyone. I'm meteorologist Pamela Gardner.
All right. I mean, they said try it in your backyard. Okay, maybe. I don't know, maybe. All right, let's take a look at our graphics now across the country. So here's the setup, and today, tomorrow, not as much rain for us, but we are going to be watching for that front to dip south and stall over us late in the week. For now, it's hot and humid. And here's a look at the temperatures across the country, and we are winning right now, or losing, depending on how you think about it. We are the hottest out of the entire temperature map. Now, granted, it is still early in the morning for a lot of these places, but it's 85 degrees already in Jacksonville, so it's 2 degrees hotter than Miami. You got Portland, Maine at 72, so it's pretty mild for them, and 76 already in Green Bay, 74 in Minneapolis. Portland, Oregon, 52 degrees. Idaho Falls at 59. So for us, as mentioned, we are already hot and humid. 85 degrees at the airport, a lot of us in the middle 80s, and our heat index values already in the 90s. But we are tracking just a little bit of rain out there, and more rain is on the way. So St. Augustine, look at the dark cloud there now. So that's where we are watching for rain currently. And then that rain will push inland a bit later on this afternoon. But as you can see, most of us are dry. We are watching the beaches in St. Johns County. And also now if we go south, you can see the showers popping up a little bit better over Flagler County. So this is going to continue to drift north, occasionally hitting places like Putnam. And then again, that overall line will move inland. So eventually towards places like Clay County too. In fact, let me just pull up that future radar for you all so you can see how the rain progresses. We're going to see this again pushing in the afternoon hours, and then I think most of the activity by the evening will be between 301 and I-75. Now into tomorrow, maybe a little bit more rain activity. It's those overnight hours while a lot of us are sleeping. And then Wednesday in the afternoon, we'll start to see some showers and storms pop up again, start to bubble up. More of that into the evening, but perhaps tomorrow a bit closer to the I-95 corridor in the evening as opposed to farther inland tonight. And then from there, our rain chances are only going to go up. So before those rain chances go up, while we don't have as much rain, we're kind of baking under that heat. Those temperatures are staying hot. So today, our high is getting up to around 90 degrees. We can see how those heat index values soar. And in the evening, still feeling like the 90s until about the 9 o'clock hour, and then dropping down, but still feeling like the middle 80s by 11 p.m. So that warmth now there, the heat and humidity really kicking in, as this past weekend was the unofficial start to summer, and it's really feeling like it. So our high temperatures across the First Coast today, again, mainly the low 90s. Those of you closer to the water, you'll be staying in the 80s, but your peak heat index value is really coming in the 90s for most of us. Out at the beach, since we just talked about those rip currents, got a high rip current risk again today. Winds are still pretty breezy out there to gusty for our beaches and for our coastal areas. High tide today at 5:49 p.m. The ICW is choppy. Our seas are 3 to 6 feet. Our surf is 3 to 5 at about 8 seconds. So the rain again today, it moves inland. And then tomorrow, we're tracking some more scattered rain about the First Coast. When it's not raining, it's hot and humid again. No surprise there. Our highs tomorrow back in the 80s to low 90s. Our heat index values back to soaring through the 90s. Then Thursday, that's when more rain arrives, 60% coverage of rain of those showers and storms. And then it just ticks up into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday when it's more of a rainy pattern. We got that stalled front there. And so we will have numerous to widespread shower activity and some scattered storms embedded in that too. So we do have a weather impact alert Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for those numerous showers, for those scattered storms. It's over the weekend. So as you think ahead to your weekend plans, if you can bring them inside, that's probably a better option. Just stay weather aware if you are out and about. And I mean, you have to stay weather aware no matter what, because it's a lot of heavy rain on the way. So we could have some flash flooding. We are under a risk of a marginal risk of excessive rainfall, which all that means is there is that risk of flooding. So this is where we're highlighted for Friday, and it's generally speaking, along and north of I-10, but we're going to watch that so closely for you. So again, weather impact alert in effect Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Remember, I'll be on at noon. We will have another weather impact live at 4:30, and then more updates on the weather impact alert throughout all of our evening newscasts. Thanks for joining me on this Tuesday.